Hello. Hi. Welcome to Sugar's World. Finally. I am so excited that you are here with me and we're going on a journey together. I have fallen down from the sky like a little angel and I have some messages that need to be spread and I have just accepted this new part of my life. The time is finally here. Finally, I know y'all have been, I'm gonna talk directly to you. You've been mad at me. You're like, Sugar, get it together. But we need to hear your messages. We need your voice. And I'm here. I've been through a lot, especially in the past year. I'm sure you can imagine, or maybe you don't, who knows. You have yourself to worry about, okay? You have a lot going on that you gotta take care of. And I have come down, I have fallen from the sky. I'm here to help. And you're gonna help me through doing this. Let's cut to the chase because, these are gonna be, I'm giving you content. I'm giving you all of me, the good, the bad, the ugly, because I think if I'm vulnerable, it will allow you to be vulnerable. This is a community, baby. Y'all have entered the world. You are in the Sugar World membership. It's free. Well, no, there's some things you gotta do. I'm gonna be giving y'all homework so you can officially be a Sugar's World member. But episode 1 is about how to be a Cinderella in a room full of ugly stepsisters. And in a world, ooh, I needed to be in my sugar high before starting. Ooh, I feel like Dr. Seuss. I'm always Dr. Seuss. Basically, what inspired the theme and topic of the first episode is last night I was watching Cinderella and I was getting really emotional because I was like, wow, that girl was surrounded by so much envy and cruelty and the evil eye was on her. And I was like, wow, these fairy tales, these fables, it's, they say tale as old as time for a reason. And I was getting a lot of really good downloads and some really good perspective on even the evil stepmother and the stepsisters and the prince. And I still feel like the issues and topics that were addressed in Cinderella are prevalent in today's society. So let's roll the footage.
When you're presented to Miss Ines, be sure. Please, wait for me. Isn't it lovely? Do you like it? Do you think it will do?
Haters. They were so jealous of her. It's so sick watching this, realizing that the evil stepmother was literally just jealous of Cinderella's youth and beauty, and it is putting a whole new perspective on this for me. It's like, wow, jealousy only strengthens over time, and that's why it's so strong in the quote-unquote olds. And I say old because of the feeling like if she felt young, she wouldn't look that way. She would look like Cinderella. That's why she resents her. And she doesn't realize the thing that she wants, aka Cinderella's beauty, would all be fixed if she fixed how she felt about herself, because she is being perceived as old because she feels old. It's so interesting. Wow. And then they start taking off all of her clothes. They're like, oh, those are my beads. Those are my sashes. The thing is, they never cared about what Cinderella was wearing. It's just because now Cinderella was wearing it and she looked better than them in it and they couldn't take it. That's why they ripped it off of her. Meanwhile, they didn't care about those beads in that dress until she wore it. It's such a good portrayal of real life and how beauty is the ultimate devil. It makes people act in such ugly, ugly ways. Wow. Play. And to think this was all stemmed by the stepmother. And look, she didn't rip it off of her. She got the daughters to do it. That's how smart and manipulative she is. Because now there's no dirt on her name. She's keeping her side of the street clean, technically. Even though anyone that's really smart can see right through her stuff and how she's really just using her stepdaughters as pawns in the game. But this is why I love fairy tales, because light always irritates demons, but lightness always prevails dark. So now she's gonna go and her fairy godmother's gonna come because that's her white angel dove along the way. Oh, and look, they're all upset. They're like, no, you're everything. And they treated her so horribly. It's so sad. Why am I getting emotional watching Cinderella? But she doesn't even know her own greatness. See, this is why I really believe everyone needs to, own their inner princess. How about that? Because, wow, we really are just these princesses that people will beat up and beat down because they see our perceived value, but they make us feel like we're worthless, because if we see what they see, we'd be unstoppable, right? It's not just the youth, these people, these ugly stepmothers in society are resentful and envious and jealous of. It's the energy, it's the charm she has, the light that they don't have anymore because maybe they once did, but now they're jaded. Or, maybe it's something they never had. Beauty can be replaced, but charm, charisma, uniqueness, that can't be. That can't be bought. That is a gift that is given, but everyone has that gift. It's ultimately up to you to decide if you want to reveal that gift to yourselves, and then in turn, you reveal it to everyone else. It's so sad what they're doing to Cinderella, because if they win, and they're very close to winning unless this amazing fairy godmother didn't come in and save the day, if those people won, she would have believed she was just as horrible as them. It's sick. Ultimately, what you need is a fairy godmother along the way. And if that person isn't in your life, if you don't have a friend that's looking out for you, a sibling, a family member, a lover, then you gotta be it for yourself. Okay? Because ultimately, yes, the other people, the physical representation of a fairy godmother, that will help you, of course. But what's gonna be even more fulfilling is when you realize it's you. So be your own fairy godmother, okay? And pick yourself up off the ground off of these ugly, ugly people. I'm not talking about their appearance. It's their attitude that makes them sick and ugly and gross. And we're not gonna, the biggest scam is you believing it, seriously. And look, oh, they all support her. And, I want you to look at your life and be like, who are the mice? Who's the Gus in my life that, maybe I don't really appreciate them enough, but they always see the best in me. They love me. They support me. There has to be at least one Gus in your life. So focus on them. Give them your good energy. And forget the energy vampires that are trying to suck the living soul out of you because they want what you have. But they're never going to get what you have because they're trying to get it from you. You can only go from your own inner supply. And Cinderella, she goes from her inner supply. Bam. I'm sorry, I have to go back. Look at these little stepsisters' faces when she comes down the stairs. They were gagged because they were praying and hoping she didn't see her worth. And it's so funny the way people get so mad when your inner lightness finally matches the outside. And now your physical appearance, when you're being your best self, is matching how people see the inner you. Ooh, they're gonna be so mad. And of course they had to twist it. And they're not gonna tell her, oh, I'm mad at you because you look good. And they knew that, but now it's like, oh, now she's presenting. And they tried so hard with their big ass outfits. They're doing the most. And Miss Thing is just in her little dress. And, oh, wait, she's coming. And then the look of terror on their faces. They were so threatened. They're like, oh no, now the prince isn't going to notice me. Of course, they're not going to hype her up or, make her feel good. They would never give her a compliment. They would never give her a compliment because she's already so boosted in their eyes. That would be like shooting them in the head. They wouldn't be able to do that. And this is just a really good example of don't be that person either. When you see someone else's beauty, use that as an example of proof that it exists in you. They are
as a reminder for the lack of your own.
Yes, exactly. See, a true confident person, someone that knows what they want, they go after what they want. He walked right past the girls that were trying so hard for his attention, his energy. And see, Cinderella, she walked in. She was taking in the energy of the place. She was looking around. Her eyes weren't on him. And that's actually what attracted the prince to Cinderella the most, because she was living in the moment. She was present. She was enjoying life. The other girls were there for the sole validation to get the attention of the prince. And she was there to enjoy herself. And that was so attractive. That was literally magnetic. He literally got off of his stool or whatever the hell he was standing on and went over to her. So that is a lesson. Miss Cinderella knew how to get her man. But the thing is, she didn't even want a man. He came to her by default.
But who is she, Mother? Do we know her?
Now watch this part. This shows the girls telling on themselves. They don't recognize Cinderella as her, and they admire her. They're like, oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. Who is she? And then they realize, oh wait, that's the girl we've been hoping didn't see their worth. And they're gagged, and they're literally exposing themselves. They're really big fans of her when they didn't think it was Cinderella. But oh, now this girl's a threat to us. You know, she's in our real life. Like, we can't like her. So it goes to show, when they hate on you, they're actually your number one fans. But their own ego gets in the way of them actually loving you. But this is good to know, because you don't want these people to love you anyway, okay? So I want to do a Cinderella look now, because I'm just feeling inspired. Of course, if I wasn't inspired to do it, then why would I be doing it? Last year I did my Belle look and I did a full video. So now I'm kind of thinking, okay, let me do the same thing, but you know, revamp it and do a new princess. And earlier in the year I was thinking of doing Rapunzel, but I think Cinderella is gonna be that girl. But I need you guys to yell at me, like whenever I post on the socials and the interwebs, and be like, Sugar, we need the Cinderella look, because I feel like what happens to me is I get a lot of really good ideas and I fully conceptualize the look. I literally have a folder in my notes, Sugar, the look queen. But then they just get put on the back burner because I get inspired by something new and then I'm onto that. And you know, I always say a drag queen's answer to what's your favorite look should always be the ones I have coming up, because the ones you have coming up are always going to be better than the ones now. And that's not a dig to your talent now, or that's not, oh, you're not living in the present. It's, no, you had expectations for yourself. And of course your future stuff is going to be your favorite. So we got to hold ourselves accountable for greatness. You know, we have to catch the way we speak. So this show, Sugar's World, is your comfort content. This is your safe space. This is the stuff you're putting on when you need someone to talk to. But I'm listening, but also I guess I'm the one talking to. But you know, that's the comforting thing. I love long form content for this specific reason, because it kind of feels like a pet. You know, it's like you can just go off and they're going to be listening. Now you can just talk and not have the expectation of someone replying back. That's something I'm trying to get better at, which is actually listen when people speak and not just wait for your turn to speak. And technically not listen to the person in front of you, the soul in front of you. So it's just insulting, but we all do it to each other. So a big component of why I feel compelled to do this, I have no choice. I feel like I'm put up against gunpoint, and that sounds really dramatic. Oh my God, watch me getting demonetized. I don't know the new ways with YouTube. Just Sugar talking about wanting to die. Just an hour-long episode of that every week. But technically we're already dead. Okay, we're not gonna start with that. That's another week when we ease into it more. I can't, you know, this is the first date, okay? Which is like, oh wow, you're just taking me out on a walk. Like I don't get to be wined and dined. And well, yes, I don't know who you are yet, bitch. You're getting the walk. We'll be on the date soon. We'll be, you know, I'll be filming in the restaurants by myself. Oh my God, can you imagine? But honestly, I feel like my crazy self would do that. Like that's where this evolves to, you know, like at the steakhouse. And I'm like, you need to love yourself. It's like, girl, give it up. But I would love if you, so how is this a safe space for you? The comment section, okay? this is gonna be basically like a community, a Reddit thread, and I'm gonna be reading everyone's stuff because I want to talk about your own experiences and things you've learned from in the following week episode. Like, I'm actually going to be reading y'all's comments and we're going to be talking about things. So, like, everyone get comfortable. We are all here together. I feel, oh my God, suddenly it's like the magic school bus with Sugar and we're hopping on board and oh my God, I'll watch that. I need to watch that. That's another thing, with this new level of being, or some may call it awakening, or who knows. I don't want to trip y'all out yet. I don't want to be too LA and then just like our chakras and our feelings. But I am kind of tapped out of like reality TV and even scripted content. I can really only watch animation. One could say she's in her animation era. But I found that I've had a lot of resistance watching other people technically perform, whether it's through, housewives or, on social media. It makes me uncomfortable because I'm suddenly psychoanalyzing how they're acting for an audience or, just the power dynamics in a group, especially on Housewives. And as interesting and compelling as I've always thought it was, it's really just a lower negative energy. And I don't really always want to be consuming that. And that sounds pretentious, but there's something about animation. Like, I was getting into a sickening first half of the Cinderella movie. I was going to say another Cinderella story because that's always been, a Sugar classic in my world. But Cinderella was really good because I was able to get lost in the world of animation and color, and I wasn't thinking about the person and, psychoanalyzing them and thinking about their motive. Like, it's like I was just able to enjoy the colors and the art. And that is really helping me. It's calming me. So I definitely recommend getting to your animation era. Maybe get a little high. And it's nice because you're not worrying about people. You're just watching the arts. I love. What's funny is people normally insult someone with, oh, you think the world revolves around you? Like, oh my God, you're so selfish. But really, that should be translated in your new way of thinking as a compliment, because if we can't take care of our world, technically we can't take care of other people's world. And I always say, if someone, calls you selfish or gets mad at you because now you're choosing you, technically they're calling themselves selfish because what? Oh, now I'm not of service to you. I'm not helping you. I'm not building you up. So you're mad that I'm not putting you before me. So who's the selfish one now? So if someone says you're being selfish, take it as a compliment, because it's actually a good thing. It's not this like narcissistic thing. I realize I have to be selfish in order to, perform my life task, which is healing and teaching and helping others. So if I'm not being selfish, then I can't technically be selfish with you, aka teaching you to be selfish. It's a wonderful circle of life. So I'm leaving Trader Joe's and I just got a major download about this show called Sugar's World. And I uncovered that the reasoning for the name could really be translated to your world. So when I say Sugar's World, really you should be reading it as your name. So Ashley's world, or Ben's world, or Robert's, whoever is watching, it's your world. It just wouldn't really, from a branding perspective, make sense to call it your world, because it's like, what? Like, I have to follow suit too, because I'm doing this with you. So like, it means that, it's my world, it's Sugar's world. But this probably makes no, it does make sense. I know you understand what I'm saying. This is what I have to tell myself. And honestly, vlogging, I don't like calling it vlogging. No, I'm speaking with you. It's a FaceTime, but also a video diary for the people in the future that are watching. So, correction. I don't know if I like the terminology, the methodology of calling myself a teacher. I was just watching that clip back to check the audio, and yes, it's gotta roll on the highway. I'm learning, I have a mic, but I'm still figuring this out as we go. But I don't know if I want to take on the role as a teacher, because I feel like that puts me on a pedestal compared to you, and I don't like that because we're the same, we're equal. So yes, maybe you can learn something from me, but technically I'm not teaching you because I'm really just reminding you of all the things you already know. So I'm a reminder, that's my title. I just remind people about things. But I can't help you find anything because the only thing I can help you find is your inner soul, and that's a whole life's journey and task right there. Good morning, another day in Sugar's world. I'm coming back from Trader Joe's as always, and I have had such a magical hot girl walk. I have been so excited to talk to you right now about it. I've got some major downloads after going out last night, and y'all know me. I'm more in my hermit era because I've been feeling very disconnected from just nightlife, or not even nightlife. I think the energy that comes with it, and it's been feeling very dark, the energy that I'm getting from people, and I can't help it, and I try to tap out of it, but I'm just getting so sensitive to other people's energy the more I tap in to myself. So that's something that has been weighing on me. And I got the release. I was listening to Howl, I can't even say it, by Florence and the Machine, and I added that to my queue, or quay, how do you say it? Doesn't matter, because we make up our own language, and y'all understand what I'm saying. Well, you understand what I'm saying. I'm not addressing a group anymore. It's you. But I am just moved right now to slay this Howl performance. I don't know when it's coming. I'm gonna take my time. I have so many ideas for it. It's going to be a life-changing performance. And I didn't identify as a performer before, but I just got some messages from the universe. I don't know if I want to share exactly the download I got yet because it's very personal. And, all I'll say is I'm definitely getting clarity about it. Ooh, we should cross the street. But I feel really good. I'm feeling comfortable in my body again. And I'm excited to go on this journey, this quest in life. Because I have some missions, I have some messages I gotta do. And I feel good about it. So good morning. We're gonna go and eat. I got my regular of some egg bites. My friend Gia Wood, she's a lesbian pop star. She calls them bubbles from Starbucks, the little egg. So I'm gonna have my little bubbles. Hey Gia. I don't know who is watching this, but that's probably a good thing. It's not for me to even understand or perceive how these videos or this message is being perceived, because whoever it's for, it's for. I don't need to question it. Good. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. I got my little Trader Joe's bag, and I'm feeling grateful. I'm not going to be in this place for a while. Well, it's going to be my last, only 2 months left in this place. A place that took a while to feel like home, but it feels like home now because I'm home in my own body. So I think this is it for episode 1 of Sugar's World. I am so excited to continue doing this. It's my little baby. It's finally something that's just mine, and it's yours. It's Sugar. It's everyone's world. I don't know, whatever. But I feel so inspired and so motivated, and it's a whole new life. I'm going to be moving out. Well, me and Spice both, at the end of the year, we're each going to be getting our new place because the lease is up. So it's perfect timing, and we're going to be like little birds, soaring in the wind by ourselves. And it will allow us to obviously be stronger together, but I'm excited that my world is opening up and it's perfect timing, and I feel like this is, it's to help you, but also it's really helping me, honestly, come out of my shell more. And I know that might be hard to believe because but you're a drag queen, that's the most attention-seeking thing. But sometimes it's really not. Sometimes I'm, excuse me, doing drag is me playing with my doll but I'm just the canvas. If you get it, you get it. So it's not like, oh, look at me. I'm like, that's why, like, with Instagram, I'm having a love-hate relationship with. We can get into that in the next episode. It's funny because I wanted this episode to have a drag component, but I just feel like it wasn't natural for me to be in drag right now because I'm kind of just prepping my look for Halloween. So I want to get this up. And yeah, just kind of just drop these little episodes. I'm not even going to be like sharing them on my Instagram. Like, whoever sees them, sees them.